Then I go to Detroit, throw Dan out on the blacktop on the interstate, and it's like, oh my gosh. I was on the interstate, and it's real early in the morning. This truck was coming off. He was merging into traffic, and he ran me off the road. I swerved. Then the trailer got to rocking back and forth, and the back gate came open, and Dan was out.
You're listening to Beyond the Chutes. I'm Doug Simcox. Glad you're here. BTC is supported by a Parasite System on a mission to revolutionize veterinary medicine. Their goal? To improve the health of pets and the efficiency and profitability of veterinary practices through smart, easy-to-use diagnostic technology. Now, this show is all about the people who make rodeo what it is. From the rough stock to the rodeo committees, world champions to rising stars. We're here to share their stories straight from the dirt. In part one of my conversation with Marilyn Duplissey, you know we only scratched the surface. From growing up in Oklahoma to stepping into the rodeo world, Marilyn's story is rich with grit, humor, and those wild early days. In this second episode, we pick up where we left off. College, cattle, and a horse named Dan that would take her places she never imagined. Let's get back to it. The rest is history. Yeah. So you're still in college at the time.
Oh, yeah. That's another
Where were you
story.
going to school?
I was going right out here at Poto.
Okay. What were you studying?
Back then you just took the first 2 years of electives, and that's it.
You hadn't declared a major?
No, I didn't. Well, I was going to marry a rich man.
Okay.
I mean, back then.
Yeah.
I mean, because back then it was like women did not really get out and have careers,
Yeah.
There was airline stewardesses and beauticians, and about it.
That was it?
Yeah.
Okay. But you went to college, and was that not terribly common at the time for cowgirls from Poto?
No. Almost everybody went to college.
They did? Okay.
And it's like, okay, you're going to college.
Yeah.
Right out here, like almost like high school.
Sure.
Or you're going to go get a job.
Right.
So it's like, college, not bad.
Yeah. And you're running your 5 Charolais heifers at this point. So you got cows and calves, right?
No, that's another story.
Oh.
Dad, every year he would turn his cows loose on the Forest Service. And it's like, that allowed his pasture to grow, all summer long.
Oh, okay.
So he put them out on the Forest Service, and then in the fall, open the gates, and as they run out of grass, they come in.
I see.
And it's like, well, Dad, there's a lot of hunters. There's a Forest Service road that drives all the way through that Forest Service. And I had 5 heifers, but only like 2 came back.
And you don't know where the other 3 are?
Oh, I'm sure they ended up in somebody's freezer.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Kind of Wild West.
And I told Dad, I said, Dad, I know you're saving grass, but I only had 5 out there, and I've lost 3.
That's pretty high
it's
ratio.
It's like, how many do you think you've lost? Because you don't even keep up with yours.
Yeah.
And anyway, they kept getting out, so I think they shut that down eventually, and it's like, thank goodness.
Yeah. So you're down to just 2 cows. So how you making money? Going to college, how you making money?
Well, when old Dan figured out he couldn't run off with me, then I started getting some checks.
You're saying I'm going pro.
Well, no, because we had this little local rodeo association, Andrews and Lowry, and I grew up Andrews and Lowry rodeos around here. That's the stock contractors.
Okay. Open?
And they're like family.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Open shows?
Yeah, back then there's a few IRAs and a few PRCAs. Back then it was just RCA. And it's like, ooh, no, they're too tough.
Okay. And so you didn't have a card, either one of the associations?
No, I didn't think I had the horse either.
Okay.
But that's your goal.
So you're 19 years old?
Yeah, and when I went in to tell them, I won't be there to graduate, well, you won't get your diploma. And I said, well, I'm going to rodeo and I can make some money there, and I can't make any money with that thing right now.
With the diploma.
Right.
But you had done all the core, you'd done all the classes to get all the hours to get a diploma?
Oh, yeah.
But they
Yeah.
just wouldn't give it because you didn't walk?
Well, they gave it to me. I just wasn't there to get that stupid piece of it. You think anybody cares? If
So
I
that was
there or
an
not?
associate's, I take it. 2 years.
Right.
2 years.
Right.
Okay. And so then phase number 2, you marry a rich man, because that was phase number 1 was go to college, get your degree.
Well, guess what? Dan turned into my rich man.
Oh, Dan did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was, at that time, he got, once I stopped the running off, and when I sent him to Dale and Florence, he was 4. So now he's like 5 and getting smarter. And, and of course, back then, when I first started Dan, there was no fraternities. And then later, the fraternities started happening.
Yeah.
So now he's coming to himself, and it's like, oh, man, yeah. Go make my $20, $30 a weekend, and
Yeah.
I'm good to go.
Okay.
Okay, gas was 22 cents,
Right. Right. And you're hauling local.
Yeah.
You have a truck and a trailer?
Yeah, just, side by side, and a truck. And the truck that Dad okay, I don't know if I want that truck if you're not going to throw in that,
Oh, you got that
Yeah.
one. Did you have a spare tire?
I did.
You did?
I did,
Well,
yeah,
thank
I
you,
did.
Dad.
Yeah, because Dad was notorious for his deals, and everybody knew it.
Okay.
It was like, oh, God, I don't have to deal with him, do I?
So truck and trailer, pretty much local, pretty much weekends only.
Right.
Yeah. When's it get busy? When do you say I'm going west? When do you say we're going to go hard?
Okay, I'm still getting the Western Horsemen, and they're
Okay.
always, got stuff. And
Yeah.
at that time, my sister, of course, me, my sister, and my cousin, we all had the same aspiration to be professional barrel raisers.
Okay. Always.
That's what we wanted.
Okay. Always.
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 Always. So, every once in a while I'd go off to some rodeo out of the area, and there would be some tough girl there. And, I would run right with her.
Okay.
And I'm
Okay.
thinking, well, they're not.
Maybe I
any
can do
different.
this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's our rest of our propane
Oh.
coming back.
Yeah. I saw him here yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's when I decided to get I didn't want to jump right into the WPRA or the GRA back then. They called it Girls Rodeo Association.
That was what it was before it became WPRA.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you had 2 options. I know you have the regional stuff, the ARA and stuff like that, but you had
Didn't have it back then.
You didn't.
We just had the IRA or the WPRA or just local.
Just local.
Just
Okay.
local. And if you didn't have a card, a permit, you couldn't run in either one of them unless
Okay.
you had a card or you were a hometowner.
Okay.
If you had a
Oh,
hometown.
you run as a local.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
And when I'm running against these girls, I'm thinking really tough, and I'm running right with them. It's like, okay,
yeah.
let's go step out there and see what happens.
So the Western Horseman informed you which way to go. You'd read something about the IRA.
Yeah. At that time, I think Poto had turned IRA. I don't think Heavner had. And there were I know Broken Bow was IRA, and it's the first place I ever saw, I'll think of her name, Audrey, not Aubrey, no. Anyway, she was champion at that time, and it's like, she had that big ball face horse named Dude. And that's the first time I'd ever seen her.
In Broken Bow.
In Broken Bow,
Okay.
yeah.
And she was there competing. And were you competing also at that time?
Yeah, I was donating.
You were donating.
I was donating.
Okay. But you had your card.
I had a permit.
You had a permit. IRA permit?
No, back then I got a WPRA permit because my sister had one, and she had started going to those rodeos, and I thought, well, you know, she goes, I've got to go because we don't have two rigs.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you started hauling with her.
Well, kind of, sort of, you know. Then the boys start getting interesting to me, and I'm kind of just going local, and I'm thinking, well, you know, maybe I'll just go ahead and get my IRA card and try to make those finals. Because I was still, you know, Dan was still young, but it was just like every time I run him, he just got better and better, and you get so in tune with them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You just can't imagine. I used to warm him up and think, oh gosh, I'm going to have to hang on because he is really going to put on a run today.
Yeah, yeah. And through his whole career, it was that way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I could tell people how to ride him because, well, I just knew he was like my first child.
Okay. 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 So you get your IRA card and you dabble a bit or you go?
Well, there was a girl up the road, and she had her IRA card. And let me tell you, there's a lot of local people around here that have done a lot of good big-time rodeoing. Got Donna Napier up there. I don't know how many times she went to the NFR. But this was Pam Cloud, and she lived right up here at Spyro, and she went to all those IRA rodeos, and I guess I saw her at some, you know, open rodeo, and I asked her about it, and she said, well, listen, why don't you just get your card, because your horse is running good. Pam was so good. Your horse is running, you outrun me. Get your card. Come on, let's go.
Time to go. Jump in.
So I got my card, and I started traveling with her, and she took me up to the first time I'd ever gone to they just threw the arena up on a racetrack in Missouri.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, oh my gosh.
Running short pen.
Yeah. And it's like, ooh, I don't know if my horse is ready for that, but he took to it. I don't remember if I placed or not. If I was, it's probably way down.
Yeah.
But because he was starting to get exposed. I remember the first time I went to, and this was after I had gone a while with Pam. That was in 73, and I did end up making the finals, but I didn't have a very good finals. The only go I would have won, I hit the third burl.
And that was in Tulsa at the time?
Oh, no, it was at Albuquerque.
Albuquerque. That's a big haul from here.
Oh, let me tell you, we drove, my mother and dad went with us. We drove into Albuquerque at night. So we put the horse up and get everything all squared away, go to the motel where everybody's staying, and go in, go to sleep. I got up the next morning to go feed Dan, and I walked out and I saw that huge mountain. I was going, look, I mean, you talk about country, come to town, run back. Y'all got to come out here and see this. Look at that.
Yeah.
That was, it just blew me away.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And you're hauling with Pam. At the time, you had a nice dually pickup truck and a 3-horse slant or something with living quarters. You was going down the road in style?
Oh, no. No. As a matter of fact, later on, when I started going to all those fraternities, my really good friend, my best friend down there in Louisiana, Marilyn O'Neill, she and I would go to those fraternities together, and she would take her truck and her trailer. And one night we were at one of those fraternities, Grand Prairie, and it started raining, and Peanut, that's her, that's what everybody knows her as, is Peanut. Peanut grabbed some styrofoam cups and she said, "Here, my camper leaks. Get it under the oh my gosh!"
Okay.
You know, and we were putting those cups everywhere, and it's like, I can't even believe this, Peanut. What are we doing here? You know, and then you see all those big, fancy, high-dollar rigs and trucks, and it's like, we're putting styrofoam cups out for leaks.
So, were you traveling mostly southeast? Were you traveling through central? Where was you traveling your first year out big time?
Oh, I can remember my first big rodeo
Yeah,
in the IRA because I'm hauling for it now.
yeah.
I already made the finals at Albuquerque, so
Yeah,
this year it's like, okay, I'm going for it.
So let me interrupt. Albuquerque. Tell me about Albuquerque. How many go rounds? 5?
Oh gosh, I think so.
Okay. What do you
I won 0.
0.
Not the first red cent.
Okay. What do you remember about that, though? I mean, in a building for the first time, or you'd been you'd been running some Longhorn stuff by then?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I remember going to Knoxville. Yeah, it was. It was not really good because those horses. It was long enough. We were there like almost a week, and it was long enough for the climate to start affecting the horses.
Because it was warmer than where you'd come from.
No, altitude.
The altitude.
The altitude
Oh.
started affecting their breathing.
Okay, oxygen.
So
Yeah.
If you had a horse that ran really, really hard, by the end of the week, they were huffing and puffing and couldn't hardly get out of the
Really?
lope.
You could see that much of a difference?
Oh, it was terrible.
Okay.
It was terrible.
Okay.
And I let a real good friend of mine, Nita Beard, her horse was not even getting close. And so I had run one of the fastest times that had been run there, but I hit the third barrel.
Okay.
And Anita was running against this other little girl for the whirl, and I told her, I said, you can ride Dan. You're at the top of the top 15, and I'm at the bottom. You know, you're more than welcome to ride him. And she did ride him.
At the finals?
At Albuquerque, the last round.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. And?
I don't know if I don't remember if she placed or not. If she did, it wasn't very high because by the end, first of all, he can't breathe, and now 2 runs on him, and it was just too much.
It was too much. Did he often tip barrels?
He wasn't much of a barrel hitter.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So he was just a bit off his game, you would say?
I don't know. Maybe he was starting to get tired, at that point, because it was one of the latter runs. And he just, I was tickled to, run that well amongst those girls.
Yeah.
But then it's like, I could have used that money.
Yeah.
But.
No money. No money.
No, but my first time setting out for it in 74, went to Florida. All right, going down to Florida. Oh, well, it's like, okay, you got to have this health paper, and, I'm green.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, what do? Well, we got this vet. We'll call him up, and he comes up, didn't even get the horse out of the trailer. Looks at the horse in the trailer. Take his temp. Okay, you're good to go.
No blood test, no nothing. No Coggins.
Well, I had the Coggins.
You did?
I didn't
Okay.
have the health paper.
I see.
So we're going to Gainesville, Florida.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we get to Gainesville. It's on a football field.
The arena is?
Yes.
On a football field?
Sod grass.
Sod grass.
It's like, Dan has never run on anything like this before.
Even when he was doing quarter horse racing, he always ran on dirt.
Always.
No turf.
Always.
Okay.
Never.
Okay.
Never. And it's like, oh my gosh. And, I was talking to some of those other girls. Oh yeah, we knew it was going to be on grass. And I'm thinking, well, I wish I'd known. I wouldn't have come.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, you get out there and you kind of lope on it. Well, they're horses, they're sliding on it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh. So anyway, it's like, oh, well, I hope this ends up okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, he goes out there. He makes a really nice run, and I split the rodeo 3 ways.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Excellent. And first time ever on grass like that, and he just took to it. He just did it. He adjusted.
Right. And back then, when you went to Florida or any of those IRA rodeos, you still have the same people. You know, there's Jim Beth, there's all those girls, Regina O'Kelly. Oh gosh, just the same girls. You're running against the same girls that you ran up here in the open rodeo.
Okay.
And, you know, Jim Beth, she's won it. Metha Borson. And Deborah Kay had the only horse that I know of that's won both associations.
Really? Won IPRA and WPRA?
Yes.
Okay. Which we considered, is it fair to say WPRA is PRCA, just for our listeners?
Right. They're
tied together.
right.
Yeah. So you split the rodeo. You got some money in your pocket. Are you out full time at this point?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're not coming home.
Yeah, we still come home. But we got to a point where we went, I think I came back from Gainesville, and then we turned around and went back to Ocala and a bunch of, and then that's when we, you know, spent a couple of weeks down there.
So that would have been over the winter?
I think it was February.
Okay. So you went where it was warm, where there was rodeos.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did that give you a leg up running that early in the year, so when the spring came and the summer came, you was just into the groove?
Yes, because Dan, and I learned this about Dan later on, when I would first start him out for the year, he would not run real hard. He was what we would call real turny, but that charginess was gone.
Between barrels and running into barrels and stuff.
You know, the whole key on him was breaking from the alleyway.
What's that mean?
That means that the first jump out of the alleyway, he had to be on. He had to be really, you know, ready to go.
Okay.
And then it would, you know, transfer through the whole run.
Yeah. And when you're coming up the alley, he knows?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he got to a place, started to bounce a little bit. What did he do?
He would just, he was always real good about back in the back and not getting close to the alleyway. He was real good. You could just sit on him.
But he knew it was time to go.
And then he knew when I would pick him up and walk him down the alleyway, and he'd get kind of jacked up, and you needed it.
Yeah.
You needed him jacked up.
Yeah.
Because if he left there going slow or didn't have that burst, then it was like slow motion going to the first barrel. It was like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Dan, he did the very best first barrel when he thought he overrun it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
If he thought he overrun it like a half a jump, he would just break his neck to come back over and turn it.
Yeah. Just picked it up and went.
Yeah.
So a couple questions. What was the warm up? So you get him out, you're 15, 20 minutes away for the barrel racing starts. What's your process? What's your procedure?
Well, on him, I'd long trot him. And when I'd long trot him, sometimes he'd break out into a little hobby horse, and I'd cue him. You know, I'd cue him, and boy, he'd just try to spin out from under me. And then I'd go a little bit, and then I'd cue him again, boy, and he was just like, okay, he's responsive.
So you got him where you need him. He's in the game.
He's listening to me.
And you're out full time. How do you keep the horse in condition?
Oh, there's a lot of really, really nice rodeo people all over the place. We would stay with different people down in Florida.
Yeah.
Down in North Carolina, and one place in Pennsylvania, we found a trotter track.
Okay.
And we didn't keep Dan by the track, but it had like a little picnic table and stuff. And we just took him and tied him out there. It was way away from, the city.
Yeah. But did you jog him like regularly to keep him in shape, keep him in condition, or was he he was okay?
Yeah, I would have. I've seen too many of them have Monday morning sickness, and I've learned about that real quick.
Now explain that.
That's when you've got a horse, a very athletic horse,
yeah,
and you're feeding this high dollar, high protein feed, and then you kind of just forget about them for a couple of days, maybe over the weekend or something, and that third or fourth day when you take them out to do anything, they lock up on you.
Okay. All back to diet and taking care of them
They
properly.
they have to have that exercise.
Uh-huh. And we hear of horses ulcers and traveling and when they're not on grass and
I know, now the big deal is bleeding.
okay. Is that like ulcers? When bleeding?
No.
No.
No, that's just, that's like racehorses, why they give racehorses Lasix
Okay.
to stop them from bleeding. They all, probably, I'll just go out on a limb and say 100% of the racehorses bleed at some point to some degree, I think.
Okay. And when you say bleed internally?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And are they doing, were you at that point, did you have any of that sort of thing going on, ulcers, or were you using any kind of meds on it?
No.
No.
No. Never heard of a horse bleeding back then.
Okay.
Never.
Okay. Okay.
Never heard of tapping a horse, poor Dan. He could have had it so much easier if I'd known about tapping hocks and stuff like that.
What's that mean? Tapping hocks.
That's, like when a football player gets something done to their knee or something, they inject them with that hyaluronic acid, that joint lubrication goes away, so you have to put it back in there. Yeah.
Really? Okay. Okay, and that's all legal everywhere.
Not in the racing anymore.
Not in racing, but barrel racing, that sort of thing.
Barrel racing, I don't know. There was some talk at some point at like the world shows, quarter horse shows, that they were going to start drug testing. I don't know if that ever happened.
Okay, okay. Did you ever get into that, showing at like Quarter Horse Congress, or did you run up there ever?
A couple of times. I went to the world show one time, and it's like, there's no money here.
Really? More money in rodeo.
Yes,
Okay.
at that point there was.
And that was before the 4Ds and...
Oh, yeah. I mean, you went to any place, you were thrown to the wolves.
Okay, okay. So there wasn't anything organized like that. It was either rodeo or open horse shows or something?
Or jackpots.
Jackpots.
Open rodeos.
There were, okay. Yeah. But no barrel racing only kind of stuff going on at that time.
Not at that point.
Yeah. Did you ultimately get involved in that? I don't want to jump too far ahead.
I didn't. Well, I started going, the rodeoing started slowing down because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm driving all over the world and not much money here.
Yeah.
And, and Dan was he was on the downhill side. And I thought, well, the real money is selling these horses.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I started working on some young horses and, training horses up to go to the futurities. And that went okay. I sold a horse or two. But here's the deal. If I ever took anybody else's horse to ride, then I just ignored mine.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because it's like they're paying me money.
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
get out there and I'm going to do that. And it's like mine is like, I'm too tired. I'm just
I see.
get it the next day or two.
Yeah. So going back to 73, 74, right? Tell me about that year. And not only do you qualify for the finals, you win the world championship that year. Second year in rodeo. Tell me about that year. I know you went to Florida. You kicked it off early.
Yes.
How many rodeos did you get to that year? Do you remember?
Oh, gosh. I have no idea. I had already hooked up with Mike, and, everything after that was just kind of a distraction.
But did you go into that finals with a pretty good lead? Were you in the lead?
Yeah, that's what I always wanted to do, was get a big lead.
Yeah.
So you're not sweating, because you can pressurize. Too much pressure.
Sure.
It's not good. Anytime I went to a rodeo, I was on the ground. I was always really nervous, And it wasn't until I would get on Dan, then it was like, okay, now I'm in the zone.
Okay. Talk a little bit about that, the zone. How would you describe that within you?
Well, and I'm not the only one that does this, but the only other person I have heard talk about it, maybe I've read it somewhere else and maybe I just forgot them, was Lynn McKenzie, I think, when she talked about, and I know there's other girls that have said the same thing, you run that run in your mind over and over and over. And by that time, you've already run that pattern. So you know where you're going to pick up and what you're going to do.
So that was your preparation.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And you would do that sitting on the back of Dan?
Yeah, just walking around, warming up.
So you'd already walked the arena. You already knew the arena. You knew what that first barrow was going to look like. You could visualize it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you can go up there and you can look in the alleyway, and then you're going to see, okay, can I see that first barrel or not?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times you couldn't.
Okay.
Especially down there in like Lake Charles or one of those other ones down there. I think both of them maybe. And they had like blind first barrels.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, well, this is perfect. This is perfect for me, because when Dan thinks he's overrun that first barrel, he is going to break his neck to turn it when I pick up on that rein.
When he spots it. There you go.
And,
okay.
And this is another thing I've tried to teach my girls, and I don't know if anybody else teaches this or not, but believe it or not, when those horses run barrels, they're not looking anywhere else.
Yeah.
They're not looking.
Okay.
They're not looking. They're waiting on signals.
I see.
I mean, if anybody could get on Dan, and if I didn't tell them what to do when you got to the first barrel, he'd just run up the fence, because he waited on those signals.
On the signals. Okay. Excellent. So back to the conversation around the zone. Marilyn gets into the zone. You knew you were in the zone when?
Oh, it was right after that first rodeo. It's like, okay, I tied with Betty and maybe, I don't know, Jimmy Beth, and they were both way up in the standings, and I'm thinking, don't hold me back.
Yeah. So you run hard that year. You're traveling, bunch of miles. In the middle of it, you meet Mike. Now, talking with him yesterday, was it Bangor, Maine? You met Mike?
Detroit,
that's right, Detroit.
Well, actually, I think he had already thrown me in the swimming pool down at Ocala.
Oh, you met him in Ocala.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know who they are. You just never really met them.
Oh, in Ocala, you knew who he was, but you had
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So Detroit, which is early in the spring still.
Yeah, it's probably like the next weekend.
Oh, really? That close?
Yeah.
So you leave Ocala, you go to Detroit.
No, I go to Oklahoma.
You go to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I go to Detroit, throw Dan out on the blacktop on the interstate, and it's like, oh my gosh.
Now wait a minute. Back up. What's
Yeah.
this? What's this?
Oh, I was on the interstate, and it's real early in the morning. This truck was coming off. He was merging into traffic, and he ran me off the road.
Oh.
Well, when he did that, and I swerved, then the trailer got to rocking back and forth.
Yeah.
And the back gate come open, and Dan was out on the...
Dan stepped out.
Yes.
Fell out. How fast were you going?
Well, I was, slow. I had slowed down quite a bit.
Yeah.
But...
30?
I don't know. Well, probably at least that.
Yeah.
And bless his heart, he was all skin up and everything. And
So he fell.
he fell out on
Tumbled.
the road. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And went to Detroit, won.
And then what?
He won the rodeo. Remember, I said he's really tough.
Yeah, you did say that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you skin him up on the highway.
Yeah.
Got a little blacktop in his hair.
He's probably thinking, I did something wrong. I'm gonna have to do better than this.
But solid. You get him up. No limp. No gimp. No nothing.
No, he just had some hide knocked off of his back ankle and front knee, and it's like, oh my gosh.
Because he had to step out backwards.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh. And then you take him to Detroit, and you win, and so this was the fairgrounds, Detroit.
I guess. I don't know. It's a long time ago.
But so two memorable things at that point. Number one, Dan goes on a tumble on the highway.
Yeah.
He comes back and wins the rodeo, and you meet Mike.
Yeah.
You connect with Mike. Yeah.
Yep.
And the rest is history, or is there more to it than that?
I don't know. It was like you guys in Louisiana are a whole lot different than the guys I grew up with. Because first of all, we get this motel room, and there's an advertisement comes up about borrowing money, and Fletcher says, "Get that number." He grabs the phone, he calls them up. Okay. And I'm thinking, why would somebody do that?
Yeah, he needed money.
And so, anyway, we go out to the arena, and their truck is out there.
Yeah.
And I know what they were doing. Me and Susan had a motel room. They wanted to stay in our motel room.
Needed showers and such.
And they did.
Yeah.
And anyway, I go out there, and they're in their truck, and the truck is on, and there's a big red light. And I said, you got to do something with this truck. And they, we did. Wait, give me that duct tape. We'll tape. I said, this truck is going to leave you on the side of the road. Listen, my dad's a mechanic. I know all about that. You got to change the oil. The last time I saw that light, the alternator went out on a vehicle I was in.
Yeah. So their fix was not to pop the hood and use the duct tape on the alternator, but to cover the light.
Cover that light because it was bugging them.
Well, yeah, that'd be hard at 2 a.m. to have to drive with that
my gosh.
shining in your eyes.
And I'm sure they were thinking the same thing about us. I'm thinking, how did they make it up here? Are they going to be able to make it back?
They need a responsible adult in their truck.
Yes.
That's why I got out.
Oh, and my dad, he was a fanatic about changing that oil, rotating those tires, check that.
Yeah.
It's like,
So when you come home, truck went in the shop. Your dad took care of it.
oh, yeah.
Oil change and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He says, now you're ready to go. You are good. And you have to. 2 women on the road, you can't be messing with such things. I mean, 4 or 5 Louisiana cowboys on the road, they break down. Not the end of the world, right?
Right. 'Cause they all had credit cards. I didn't even know what a credit card was.
You was cash only.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Next week, that truck burned to the ground.
the truck burned down after that.
Their truck. It
But
was like,
Mike wasn't in it anymore.
Nope.
He jumps out. He knows who's got the good truck.
Good horse.
Good truck, good horse, good way to haul. So you guys started hauling together.
Well, we would kind of get it. At that point, you called in, entered the rodeo. When are you trying to go to this rodeo? This day? Okay. I'll try to, enter that time.
Okay.
And it was just kind of like that. Because most of the rodeos were this way at some point. Hardly any IRA rodeos in Louisiana. And then back east is where we'd go to the big Longhorns.
Okay. So you was doing the Longhorn Run, all that stuff, spring and fall at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Ultimately, I know they switched to the winter. Did you ever get to Mountain Cove down there in Georgia, Preston Folks Rodeo? Yeah, yeah.
We went to the stone thing
That's what it is he's talking about.
where they have like Ulysses Grant or Lee or somebody on the what was the name of that?
Grant's on there and a couple of presidents and stuff. They carved out of that side of that mountain.
Oh, they carved out. Okay, I
Yeah.
don't know that. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah, we
Stone Mountain.
Stone
yeah,
Mountain.
I think that's what it's called.
Oh, Stone Mountain.
Stone Mountain.
Oh, okay.
And I went to a few Georgia rodeos and
If they had a rodeo, we were there.
Yeah.
most of the time, one of the big ones I went to in Georgia was I was in the PRCA at that time, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in 74, you qualify to Tulsa. You got a lead going in. You're okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you remember? Because you'd been Albuquerque the year before. What do you remember about Tulsa that first year?
Well, the first year, we kept our horses down at the bottom and under the parking area. So, of course, they tell you where your stall is. They got your name on it. And it's nothing but panels.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
yeah.
putting panels. So there's just panels between the horses.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I put Dan in his panels. Well, I happened to get right beside a queen contestant. So put him in his stall, put everything there. I didn't have, and all they had was like 3 sides. You had to make your own gate
Oh wow.
panel. So
Okay.
I was using lead ropes and stuff like that
To keep
to
him
put
in
up-
the stall.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And you said beside a queen contestant's horse. What you don't like queen contestants? What's going on here?
Well, I'm getting to that.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I go up there the next morning to feed him. Well, Dan's out walking around. I was like, what are you doing? So I put him back in there
Yeah.
and feed him and everything. Come back that evening to get ready for the rodeo. He's out again. Marilyn, your horse is out. We tied him up over there. Oh, okay. It's like, what in the world? It's like, why do you even want out? I can hardly get you out of the stall anyway. You love it in there.
Yeah.
So that night after the rodeo, I go and I put him in his stall, and this queen contestant's horse runs and just bangs into the panel trying to get to Dan. He was terrified.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he was trying to get to Dan.
Okay.
He was a stud.
Oh, good golly.
Who brings
Okay.
a stud in close quarters like that?
Queen contestants?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I go to whoever it was in charge, and I said, listen, you got to make her move that horse.
Yeah.
I said, my horse has been getting out. I saw her, oh, well, he's so nice. He never does anything. I saw him run at my horse.
Yeah. Yeah. Banging up
Go.
against the gates. Yeah. Time to move him.
Yeah, well, they moved him, and he didn't get out anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you remember about the ground or the pattern there in Tulsa?
Well, Tulsa had a tendency to be kind of hard ground. And Dan had always been really, really good on deep ground.
Yeah.
And hard ground, he did okay. He just struggled a little bit. And then one time he got an abscess. And it was really, really deep abscess. So I took him to the vet, and I had to leave him there, and I borrowed my sister's horse. So called the vet up. He said, yeah, he had an abscess. He said, it's really, really deep. It's right there at his frog. He said, he's going to be sore on it for a while. So when I got him back and I started back running, well, I read on abscesses, deep ground is really harder on them.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And the hard ground is what expands that foot and pushes it out of there.
Really?
And
Okay.
then all of a sudden he got better running on hard ground than deep ground. I don't know what that was about, but a lot of those buildings were really hard.
They were. And you saw that through when you run all the longhorns and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, Yeah, because they, had that grand entry, and then they
Yeah.
run the steers through, and then they run the truck over and the tractor over it, so that ground packs.
Yeah. 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 Never got slick though. He never. He just run good on it.
He always ran pretty good on it. The only time he ever fell with me was we were at Cleveland and I was pregnant. And I was loping him around. They didn't have any warm-up places for the horses, so they would have an intermission, let you come in and warm up in the arena. And I was loping Dan around, and I was obviously pregnant.
I mean, like 3-4 months.
Well, with me, 3 months, I looked pregnant.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
short-waisted.
Yeah.
So I was probably about, 4 maybe.
Okay.
I mean, I was wearing maternity clothes.
Okay.
And he was just loping, and he just so easy kind of stumbled and just went down. And when he got down, I just stepped off.
Okay. So
And
you didn't hit the ground.
I did not hit the ground.
Okay.
And then
okay.
he got back up, and I got back on him.
Oh my goodness.
but-
Now, was this the Richfield Coliseum? Indoor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And they had a
Okay.
big jumbotron thing
Oh
up
yeah.
there. And
Oh
all
yeah.
that.
Using the big time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that turned out to be, is that the one? Yeah, the trip from hell. Well, we started at Okemo, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
We went to Bay Minette, Alabama. Then we went to Cleveland, Ohio. But we ended up at Kalkaska. Is it Wisconsin? Michigan?
Michigan.
Kalkaska, Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty tight.
Oh, that was a haul there.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was like, oh my gosh.
And did you do a lot of those kind of weekends where you was just, 4 or 5 rodeos in a weekend? Were you doing afternoon and evening shows someplace different?
That was the most exhausted we were when we came back.
Okay.
And then when we went to, when we ended up at that one rodeo, they came out there and asked if I would carry the American flag. And I said, not just no, but hell no.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was exhausted. And
Yeah.
I went out there, and of course, we started out in Okemo, and it was like May and hot. We got to Kalkaska, hell, it's snowing.
Oh, really? Okay. So you're
Yeah.
that far north.
She got a blanket off the bed.
Yeah, we were pretty close to
Around
Canada.
We were so exhausted, we laid down for a couple hours, and Jim Zinsser came over and woke us up. He said, you gotta get ready for bareback riding, this is happening now.
Yeah.
And I walked out, there's Dan with 2, 3, or 4 inches of snow covered, the blanket covered. I jerked the blanket off, kicked him in the belly, got him up, and Marilyn came out and saddled him. And I know I won the bareback run because I had 9, he was just a good one, and Marilyn won the barrel racing.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
He was super tough, he was a super horse. We threw him out, leaving Lake Charles running 70 miles an hour. Real rough road. And that horse was so athletic. I'm running 70 and 75, and the arm bounced up and came undone. I don't know why the bar either was or wasn't up. Slid him out the back of the truck. Dan never moved a trailer, never moved it. All those miles he went, thousands of miles. But I felt the trailer wiggle, and I knew something was wrong. And I looked in my rearview mirrors, and it looked like the 4th of July. He had squatted down on his hocks, going 70 miles an hour, and never, ever lost his footing. Just put new shoes on him. They were paper thin.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
And there was a semi stopped with his headlights on Dan. I turned around, went back. The truck put his blinkers, flashers on. I walked around him, Marilyn walked around him, loaded him back in the trailer and went up to a truck stop. Got him out, gave him a shot of Banamine, just for soreness. Yeah, and then that's when we went to Bay Minette, Alabama, maybe. Anyway, yeah, he was such an athlete. So
No, it's coming out of Lake Charles.
Yeah, yeah, we.
Wow, 70 mile an hour. Holy
70
cow.
mile an hour.
Holy cow. Holy
And
cow.
it was priceless.
Yeah. And on to the next rodeo, no big deal?
Win first.
Yeah.
Wins first
Win
again.
4 or 5 first in a row.
Oh my. Oh my. Okay. So you're banking money. You're doing okay. So to Tulsa, how's the finals treat you? You hadn't made money the year before in Albuquerque. How's the finals treat you?
Well, I think I hit a barrel or two, but I made money.
Did you make
okay.
money?
Yeah.
Yeah, did okay. Okay. And first world championship, that change anything?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got an endorsement.
Off your first world championship.
Yeah.
So
Edie
you make the
Walker.
front cover. You make the front cover of the Rodeo News,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'll put that up. That may be our cover picture on this podcast.
Okay.
Okay. That attracts Eli Walker. And you're in the modeling business.
Yeah. I mean, I even modeled one time we made photos and I was way pregnant. And they kind of had to kind of hide me behind Mike. And it's like, I told Mike, you know, and all these models are coming in to be interviewed. And I was, they're probably thinking, well, they're looking for a different look now.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, that's hard work.
Yeah.
That was really hard work.
Yeah. Standing.
Standing,
Smiling.
smiling.
You get tired of smiling, did you?
Oh, gosh. You know, and they're like, do this, do that. Okay, get another clothespin because it's bagging right here. And I would have all kinds of clothespins and something behind me,
you.
you know, holding your
So you had the
tight.
perfect fit.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And that was big. Nobody in rodeo was doing that.
Well, they did have a couple of girls, but never couples like Mike and I.
Okay. And sponsorship at that point, not a thing in rodeo. Not
well,
for cowboys and cowgirls.
Yeah,
Larry Mayhem.
they paid
Mayhem.
us.
Yeah,
They paid us a little monthly, and then they supplied us with a trailer. And then after that deal was done, we could buy the trailer from them.
Okay.
They
Okay.
gave the trailer to us eventually.
Gave the trailer to you
Yeah,
guys.
they
Yeah.
paid us $3,700 or $3,500 a year, all the clothes we could wear, and a lot of clothes.
Did you ever have to do laundry or you just get a new one out of the closet?
No, what we had to do is like, okay, you're going down. Are you going down to this rodeo? Well, they've got a Western store there. We need you all to go.
So you made
and be there.
appearances.
Yeah.
You made appearances.
We
Yeah.
were under contract for 4 appearances.
4 appearances. Okay. Wow. Wow.
That's where I met a guy that, well, he basically saved my horse.
Farrier.
Houston, Texas, and yeah, bad farriers can run good horses fast. And he was running the radio there, some big radio station. Come to find out, his name was Red Edmondson, famous farrier.
Oh, wow.
And he
He-
fixed Dan.
He was, you know, he was doing his radio spot, and we were there, and you know, signing autographs. You know, just smiling, saying, "Why would anybody want to come see us?" Anyway, I was talking to him, and he was saying, "You know, I'm a horseshoer." Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. You know, I meet them all the time. And he brought out this. It was I think, Horse and Rider magazine or something. It wasn't Western Horseman. For
Okay.
once, it wasn't Western Horseman.
Okay.
It was Horse and Rider or something. He said, "Yeah, here's my claim to fame." And he turned it over, and he had an article in there, and I had read that article.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
I told Mike, I said, "I need to meet this guy."
Yeah.
And we went right. You don't think that wasn't a God thing?
Yeah, right.
We went right there and met him, and I said, "I can't even believe this." I said, "Would you please come out and look at?" We were at Pasadena. That's where
Yeah.
we were.
Yeah.
I said, "Will you come and look at my horse and just look at his shoeing job?" He said, "Yeah, sure." He was really nice.
Yeah.
He came out there. He picked up each foot. He looked it over. I don't know if he had a measuring tool or something. Anyway, he set that. And by this time, I'm knowing a little bit about shoeing.
Yeah.
Because I had, while I was going, Anita Beard, her husband, did all my shoeing, and he shot on the track, and he did everybody's horses. He was really good. Bobby Beard. He was shooting him, and, I was doing really good. Well, when I came home, of course, you got the family now, and we're not going as much. I'm having to use a local horseshoer.
Okay.
Almost ruined my horse.
Really?
Went to
Red,
the hardware store.
red.
Supplies.
Oh, my.
Even rasp. He didn't have any of his tools.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And jogged him back. Had him knocked out in 30 minutes. Changed his. That's when he really smoked him. Man, he wasn't hurt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Red went over there and he picked up every foot of Dan's, and he come back over there and he said, "There is not one foot
Yeah.
that has the same angle on it."
Oh, wow.
He said, "I'm just going to tell you right now." He said, "You would be turning this horse out in 3 months." I said, "I was getting ready to turn him out right now."
Oh, wow. He was that sore. He was
He
getting sore-footed.
was that off.
He was that off. Really? You could
His
tell
time
that?
was
Really?
that off.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
And it's like, oh my gosh. Of course, now I'm begging and pleading.
Did you notice a difference in how he rode? Could you feel
Well, I
square
knew,
tires?
I knew he wasn't clocking.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And of course, at that time, shoeing and even vetting and all of that was not the science it is today.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you think, well, I know Bobby, the first time Bobby picked his feet up and looked at him, he said, "You got corks on his front." And I said, "Well, yeah, that's what the horseshoer had." And he said, "You don't ever want to run corks on the front."
Yeah.
So, he took the shoes off, and he started kind of educating me on how
Okay.
important that was.
Okay.
He put on some little rim shoes, and I mean, Dan he
Come
just
alive.
stepped it up then.
Really?
Well, then when I had to get the local horseshoer, I'm thinking, it's the only thing I've done different.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And so we ended up flying Red to shoe that horse because he told, bad shoe job, that can set you back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
We're talking 6
So
months.
he took it over from that point, and he was the only farrier you used.
We would fly him there to shoe.
The farrier. You would
Yes.
fly the
Red.
farrier.
Yeah.
Red.
Okay.
He shot him for about a year and a half.
Oh my goodness. Okay. And how often do you set shoes? How often did you need him?
Probably every 6 weeks.
Wow. So you was buying a lot of airfare.
Yeah.
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 But you're making it up in the arena. You're making money.
Well, I mean, and at that time you're starting to put dollars and figures together.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're thinking, okay, how much do I need to be invested in this?
Yeah.
Because used to I could just go and not have to do any of this, and not have to call a shoer out or go drive someplace for a shoer.
Yeah.
And we ended up right up here with Bristow, with one of our main, the vet man. If Dale Urey was the barrel man, Dr. Mitchell was the barrel horse vet man.
Okay. 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 Only guy that worked on Dan.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't have Dan at that time.
Oh,
but
okay. Okay.
found out later, man, if I'd had Dan with Dr. Mitchell, I'd probably still be running him.
Yeah. That's where we'll pause for now, but Marilyn's story is far from finished. Next time, we'll step deeper into her rodeo years, world championships, and life she and Mike built on the road. You won't want to miss it. So subscribe today and ride along with us on Beyond the Chutes. More stories, more history, and more Marilyn still to come. Thanks for coming along with us. We're proud to be supported by Parasite System. Learn more at parasitesystem.com. We're also brought to you by Simcox & Company, a 4-generation barbershop in Cedar Falls, Iowa. Want to look sharp? Walk in and see Deb, Tom, Eli, or Troy. No appointment is needed. You can find them at Simcox & Company on Facebook.
Ready to hit the open road? Join the Wandering Gypsy RV Life Podcast for real stories, RV tips, and travel adventures from behind the wheel of Birdie B. Subscribe now wherever you get your podcasts.
And for music that travels well, stream Nicky McLeod's albums, Prepaid and Some Kind of Reckless. Available now wherever you find your music. BTC is headed back out soon. Come October, BTC will be at Mike Swearingen's Rodeo Reunion. It's the first weekend in October. Look up Mike Swearingen on Facebook and let him know you're coming. Now, this has been a BTC production. Until next time, thank you for listening.
Come on!